All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to Supercars Detroit. I'm Alan. Got something real special for you guys today. We got this 2021 C8 Corvette with the convertible top. This thing looks great in this blue color. Absolutely fantastic. So styling on this thing has definitely been controversial. Personally, I don't think it's a bad design. I'm a big fan of the front end. I think it looks very good, very Corvette, very distinctive. As we come around the sides, you can see this functional vent back here. That looks great. Of course, the blue is just fantastic in the sun. I think the proportions are just really, really good. Love these blacked out rims with the silver trim. But I think as you're coming around the back, at least for me personally, this squared off look back from this angle, not my favorite, but again, it's not horrible or anything. Really like the look of the squared off exhaust tips. So this guy has the upgraded exhaust, which you can definitely hear that idling right now. It's pretty loud, it sounds pretty damn good. And like I said, this is the convertible. Now, on previous Corvettes, that would be a soft top, but because this is mid-engine, you get that beautiful hard top. You can barely tell that it's a convertible, so big fan of that. I don't really like when, like a Mustang or something, when you get a convertible, looks kind of bad with the top up. This thing definitely looks great, top up or down. Alrighty, so moving on to the interior here, you'll notice no door handles. Just come under here, this little button, window comes down, open in. Now, one of the biggest improvements for sure with this new generation of the Corvette is the interior. This is just a beautiful, beautiful interior. I mean, all the materials are really, really fantastic. A lot of great leather. Leather up here, beautiful screen. I love that everything is angled towards the driver. This row of buttons has gotten some criticism. Personally, I appreciate that they have integrated some physical buttons. You don't have to do everything with the infotainment. Definitely will take some getting used to, but I really like what we're seeing here. So this is the LT2 package, so you're getting a lot of upgraded materials. We have the Bose sound system, sounds really, really great. Again, leather all up on here, up on the door. Leather just everywhere. I'm super, super impressed with the materials in this cabin. Really, really like this dashboard. It's digital, but still employs kind of the classic analog design with that tack right in the center, mile per hour in the center, oil pressure, and of course, a lot of this is configurable. So, squared off steering wheel, another controversial design element. I will tell you, it really helps when you're getting in the vehicle. Super, super easy to get in and out of because of the squared off design. I kind of like it. I think it's unique. It definitely differentiates itself from the rest of the cars in the industry. So I'm personally a big fan. This thing is perfectly sized. The grips are great. Really, really high quality leathers on here. The paddles feel incredible. You got these nice big paddles, which is another thing kind of plaguing the industry right now, is these plastic, like crappy tiny paddles. These are awesome. Again, you got your gear shift over here, mode selector, and I really like how this vent's integrated with the dash. But yeah, I mean, just check out these seats. So you get the embossed Corvette logo. They look super, super nice and white. These seats are ventilated. It's just a nice place to be. And then of course you got that Chevy mirror with the camera, so you can see it switches there. So super impressed. This is super, super nice. Alrighty, so let's check out the window sticker here and give you guys all the options. Somewhere in here, we can see that glove box, super nice integration with the rest of the car. Alrighty, so this guy is spec to $80,375. Of course, again, this is the convertible, which adds quite a bit to the price there. A lot of the interior options are on here. We've got all the leather options. This is the 2LT. I said LT2 earlier. It's called the 2LT in Elkhart Lake Blue. And then the seats are called Sky Cool Gray. So this thing's pretty damn loaded. Again, in that $80,000 price range, I mean, considering that this is a mid-engine vehicle, you're really not going to be getting anything else for this price that with this level of performance. Alright, so let's check out this front. So electronic release pops up here. There's actually a lot of room in here. You could fit like 2 pieces of carry-on luggage or something in here. And apparently the back has a decent amount of room too. We'll check that out. But electronic release, really nice. You don't have to be fiddling around down here with any mechanical switches, so that's very, very convenient. Of course, yeah, you know, your fluids up here as well. But yeah, that's a decent sized trunk. I mean. Alright, so moving around to the back here, kind of the same deal with the electronic release. You could easily fit some golf clubs in here, which is actually what GM was going for when they designed the vehicle. But very good amount of space back here, even in the back of this mid-engine sports car. Alrighty, so back in the interior, so we saw that, you know, everything with the trunk at the front is operated from these 2 switches down here. Both electronic release as well as soft close, so you don't have to slam the doors back down. They soft close back down, which is super nice. We've got a convertible control over here. We'll roll that clip at the top going down. There's the top operation. Very quick. Of course, it's a hard top, and the best thing is when it's up, you can't even tell. Very, very seamless operation there. Super cool. This is for that rear wind deflector back there, which actually helps a lot with the wind. Your window controls, again, the super nice Bose speakers. We've got all of our seat controls over here. Of course, they're ventilated as well as heated. And so here's some cool things with the digital dash. So this, you might think it's for the infotainment. It's not. This is actually for changing the modes. So if we twist this, it's a very nice dial, by the way. It's made of metal. Neural, super, super nice. But we'll see when we're switching between the modes here. You see that the gauge cluster changes. So as I'm moving the knob, we're switching here. This is the track mode, so you can hear it. I don't know if you guys hear it, but the exhaust just changed. You get your tire pressures, oil temperature, and you get that big tachometer up there, which is super, super cool. One cool feature, if you hold both paddles back, you'll actually get to rev it in place, which is kind of a really funny feature. Corvette knows their customers. So a little more on the sport display here. This is the middle mode besides comfort. We can see we have our G-force, oil temperature, and then we get a big tack in the middle. So not much functionally different from but if we go back to the comfort display, they call it tour. But, you know, a little more focus on like what media you're playing here. We still get the big tack in the center, and the oil pressure is still there, but we can see it's much more focused on just comfort driving, whereas the sport mode is going to give you more of the features that you're going to really care about when you're driving hard, and then the track mode is going to give you those additional features. And of course, these modes are also changing things with the suspension, the transmission tuning, and the exhaust, so you can hear those valves open. All right, guys, welcome to the inside of this 2021 C8 Corvette with the 2LT pack. With my buddy Kyle, who's very lucky to be driving this for a few days. We've got this beautiful blue color with the white interior. And we have the top up for now, but this is a convertible just for video quality reasons. So I think the first thing you notice is just the comfort. It is a sports car. It's a mid-engine sports car, but I think you said we have it in the middle suspension mode now.
Now it's in the most comfortable.
It's in the comfortable mode? Yeah, I mean, I could drive 300 miles in this easy. I mean, no problem. It's super comfortable. Compare it to like a Shelby GT350 where you're breaking your back the whole time, or even the M4, which we spent a lot of time in. That thing is way more uncomfortable than this is. The seats are amazing, very supportive, very quiet. There's not much road noise, even though this is the convertible. Yeah. So I guess that's the advantage of the hard top.
Indeed. So I think what they've done here so well with this new generation of Corvette is they've really made an American hypercar for an affordable price tag. Now, obviously, the Corvette has always been near the pinnacle of performance for American sports cars. Of course, you have cars, obviously like the GT500 and Shelby's, Ford GT at the very top, and obviously that's it's major money compared to most other cars. But what they did is they made a really a hybrid car available to relatively normal people. Especially with the around the $55,000-$60,000 starting price. Obviously, it's still a lot of money in general, but for what you get, it's very affordable. And especially when you consider the performance, 0 to 60 around 2.9 seconds. That's just for the the regular Corvette.
Crazy number.
It is.
It's not even the Z06.
It's not even the Z06, which I imagine would be supercharged and/or include some type of electrification or something like that. I know the Acura NSX has obviously the front. That's a mild hybrid system, so they have electric motors.
Yeah, I think they confirmed that actually. Yeah. I remember hearing that. There's going to be a mild hybrid system on it.
So that should be great for instant torque. Should push this car even further.
Oh yeah.
Towards that. I wouldn't be surprised if you could see like a very low 2.1 second 0 to 60, or maybe 1.9.
I think the Z06 is definitely going to edge around 110 though. Starting price would be my guess. But again, what else are you going to get for $110,000? A brand new base 911 starts at 95, 98 now.
Yes.
Which is 18,000 more than this car's spec. So, and I don't think you would you're not getting the performance that you're getting from this car.
Yeah. This car's definitely quicker. The transmission in this car is really just as good, if not better, than that of Lamborghini and their various sports car models, Porsche's PDK, and their 911. They're all the best. They're all really good. Dual clutch. It's incredible. You've gotten to experience it. It's really good, and it's just great. I love the digital instrument cluster in this car. Is amazing. I think it looks really good. You can see it. It's very clear. All the screens are very clear, which is great. It also has what I think is a really important feature is the adjustable front suspension, so you can actually raise it up. I believe it's up to 3 inches. It is an optional thing, but so you don't straight.
Yeah, that's going to help you clear driveways. And I think that goes back to what at least this model, the C8, is aiming to do, is trying to be the everyday supercar.
Absolutely, and plus with this, there's a little bit of trunk space in the back, even with the convertible. And obviously the front is trunk space as well. Not a lot, but enough to fit golf clubs or suitcases if you're going on a little road trip. Very comfortable. Now I think the biggest change from this previous generation Corvette to this Corvette, the interior, is simply outstanding.
Oh, it's amazing. If you take away the badge and you put someone who doesn't know anything about cars, they're going to think they're in something Italian or German. The interior quality is incredible. Certainly much better than anything else you're going to get for this price. Even if you equip like a new RS5, you're still going to have rubber on the dash and all that. This thing has leather everywhere. And just a reminder that this isn't even the top end interior. This is the mid end. That's right. It can get even better than this, and we're already impressed. So I'd actually like to see the 3LT, but
yes, and there are 3 different types of seats you can get. I believe these are the middle range seats, and there's some full-on racing seats.
They're like carbon buckets.
Exactly. I actually like these a little bit more. I've had the carbon bucket seats. They look really cool, and they're about the same comfort level. But I kind of like this long draping headrest in the back. Looks really neat, and it has the Corvette emblem stamped on them, which is a nice touch. And then the interior has lots of stitching throughout the interior here. I believe there are about 12 different interior color combinations, which is great. So you can really make it, whatever you want it to be. Just like, again, in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or anything like that, they have lots of unique color options.
All right, so now it's the specs. We're working with a 6.2 liter V8 right behind our heads here. On the base model, without any options, you're doing 490 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. But with the performance exhaust that we have here with the Z51 pack, it makes 495 horsepower and the same torque. And the Z51 is also adding the limited slip differential, better brakes, better tires, and then of course the transmission is the same in all the models.
Yeah, the Z51 package also includes enhanced cooling system. so that, you know, this really ready to go to the track. Obviously, even a regular base Corvette can obviously totally go to the track, but this is, you know, one step further. So you really can, you know, it's hot on the speedway. You can just take it out. It's built for it. It's ready.
So Car and Driver's actually quoting 2.8 real world seconds, like 0 to 60. 2.8 is super impressive. Quarter mile at 11.2 at 122 miles an hour. These are crazy numbers.
Yes. It's a real live American supercar. That's what it is.
Yeah, it doesn't have the supercar price, but it has everything else, which I think this absolutely qualifies as a supercar.
I agree. Absolutely.
Even the tone of the V8, you're getting a very exotic tone. It does remind you of like a 458, something like that.
It does. It does.
And the way it upshifts sounds exactly like a Ferrari.
Yep, I agree. You know, the only thing is, obviously this is, you know, naturally aspirated V8 engine. Red lines at about 6,800 RPMs. So it'd be even cooler if they changed some things, made it go up to, like, you know, that 8,000 mark or something. But, you know, we'll leave that for another time.
Yeah, the grip, these U-turns are actually one of the best handling tests, and this thing just grips instantly. I mean, there's not many cars you can do this in. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this really quick overview of the 2021 C8 Corvette. I'll tell you, this is one of my favorite cars I've ever sat in, been in for this channel. This thing was a lot of fun. I'm super impressed with the material quality, the ride quality. Corvette absolutely knocked this out of the park. In the price range of $80,000, end of story, there's nothing like this. This is the best car in the price range. I still have my soft spot for my Shelbys, but I think from a comfort, if you're looking for a daily driver, I think this knocks out of the park anything that Shelby's making necessarily. We still have to try out that GT500, but I think it's gonna be hard to beat this mid-engine monster.